Hello everybody, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator once again. A fun heli tour today in St. Thomas. Since I was recently down there for vacation, I have this island on my brain a little bit, and I'm gonna show you around here today. So we're using a scenery from Tropical Sim for the Cyril E. King Airport, and we're using a freeware helicopter here, the R44 Raven 2 by Airland FS and Rotor Sim pilots off of YouTube. It's a freeware helicopter. You can grab it. Everything will be linked in the description below right there. When you run this helicopter, you will be greeted with the Airland FS program that must be running in the background when you are in the sim. So you have this connected to a Microsoft Flight Simulator, etc., etc. Just wanted to show you this right here. We have realism settings, professional pilots. You can change that all the way down to casual if you would like. We're gonna keep it on professional pilot. It's really hard to fly, very sensitive, especially on the cyclic. But that's the settings I'm using here for this. Okay, throttle is all the way up. We're just gonna start bringing our collective up ever so slightly here. Not too crazy here. It's very sensitive, and a lot of the problem is on my controls. But we're not doing a cold and dark start. Don't worry. I'm not a real helicopter pilot. Definitely not an R44 pilot. So take with it, you know, take away from it what you will. But we're just gonna have some fun here. I need to get this thing light on the skid so we can get going here. Come on, baby. Now the wind is from the east today, so here let me kind of pedal turn this thing to the left here. You're ready for it, as we are going to give it a little bit more collective. It's super sensitive. It's very early alpha still working through this helicopter. So there we go, it popped off the ground. Ooh, man, that was really, really, really spicy and scary there, but that's okay. We're off the ground regardless. So this is Cyril E. King Airport. You see it back there. I'm using the Tropical Sim version of it. You can get that on Sim Market. It will be linked in the description below, of course. But anywho, happy Tuesday to all of you. I hope you're doing well. Have a look at this windsock over here. You can see just how stiff those winds are out of the left there. I think they were out of 0.82 at 19 knots today. Yeah, that's what's going on down there. All right, let's continue up this way. And you're going to get a good view of Charlotte Amalie. Now, when I stayed down here, we stayed in Moffley, which is up on the left. And unfortunately, there's no satellite data in the sim for that, which is kind of strange, right? Yeah, just a little bit. Over here to the right a little, you can see the ships in the harbor. Over here a little bit more right. Pedal, there we go. I'm gonna get this thing where I need it without it being too crazy. It's like once you get past that, it's a certain level, you know, amount of collective you're giving it. It's pretty intense. I use some global AI ship traffic off, it's a freeware project as well, off of flightsim.to, so that's where you're gonna see some boats today. Those are from those. So up here on the left, this is Water Island, actually. I did not get to go to Water Island. I wanted to go, but we did not get to go to it, sadly. We chose to go to St. John instead, which we will fly over there today and check it out in the sim so you can see what it looks like. But this is Water Island, very cool. A little bit more of a kind of, you know, there's no shops and like city and all that stuff here. It's just kind of a few homes out here on this island and some private beaches for the most part. I wouldn't say it's private beaches. One thing that's interesting about St. Thomas is that in most of the Virgin Islands is that all the beaches are open to the public. There are no private beaches for the most part. So you can see I'm just barely moving this stick around for the cyclic. It's that sensitive, which is cool. I do like that. It's very realistic as far as that goes. You can see, man, that wind is whipping, and those waves are just pretty brutal out there today. For anybody that's on the sea, they're not having a great time with it. So we're gonna get a good view of the harbor here in a minute. What we're gonna do is fly over Water Island here. And I wish, you know, there was some more scenery out there for the Virgin Islands. There's some scenery missing for sure. And now we're gonna get over to this little dugout spot over here. Now that section, you'll see this little canal we're about to fly through in a minute. That used to be connected to the island, and they actually had to dig that out to get rid of the malaria problem that was present in the island. There's a lagoon that would form there, and you can see, man, look at those waves. Absolutely crazy today. But it would form, you know, pretty much huge pools for mosquitoes to breed in, and they had to dig this out to prevent that from happening. So now we have some moving water down there, which is neat because the seaplanes come in right here through that canal and they land, and they actually park up right there on the left, right down there. Twin Otter. Now the water runway is over here on our right, as you can see out to that direction. And this is pretty much Charlotte Amalie right here. This is the little downtown district, the shops and all that stuff right there. Now you'll see this huge pier off to our right. We're about to fly over in a minute. And this is where the big cruise ships come in and park at. Now we don't have any here today, but I do have that in the sim, so if it was a cruise ship day, it would be parked in there. Well, you can actually see it on the satellite imagery where they would go, right there. So that's a nice look there of all of that. Now there's some cool places over there we're gonna fly over. There's a place we went to called Chicken and Bowl, where you go bowling and you can get like wings and fried chicken, tenders and all that kind of stuff. That was really good. And there was a smokehouse across the street from it called the Smoking Rooster, I think. And that was really good as well. Now we're not gonna go around the south side of the island over there, but all the way out in the distance, you can see St. Croix, just barely out there. And when we got to the airport, it was craziness. So I flew from Tampa to Miami and the Miami direct down here. And what I can tell you is if you've never been to the Virgin Islands, what's crazy is that they drive on the left side of the road. That's incorrect down there, by the way. They drive on the left side of the road, but they have normal standard American cars. So they have the, left side drive, but they drive on the left side of the road, which is really, really crazy to experience that for the first time. Yep, so these are all the little shops and stuff here. Really cool. View of Charlotte Amalie Harbor here. And we stayed up on the mountain off to the right up here. Now, when we got to the airport, we decided to just go with taxis. We weren't going to go with, getting a actual rental car. And I'm glad we didn't do that. A lot of reasons for that, but super happy I decided against it. But the first ride we had was pretty terrifying. The driving there is interesting if you're not used to it. There's some more of the ships in the harbor there. We're actually going to flip around here and go the other way so I can show you some more, especially where I was staying. But I'm telling you, it was a little scary. And I left one of my bags. One of our bags got left behind in the van. And they were super nice. I called them up and I was like, hey, we left a bag in there, blah, 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 blah. And they brought it out to us. Like, it was absolutely incredible. Can't say anything more than, the people on the island, the local people were amazing. Now, we ended up getting a kind of like, not a private driver, but a taxi service that we knew after a while and relied on. And that was Romeo's taxi service. So if you ever go to the Virgin Islands, just look up Romeo's taxi service. That's all you need, man. That and then Corey. There's Corey. He has just one van, so he's usually pretty busy. But if you get Romeo, let me tell you, man, your entire trip, you will thank me for it. It's way better for it. So we're gonna fly over Charlotte Amalie again here, but we're gonna go up to Moffley now. So up here in the mountains is actually where we stayed at an Airbnb. It was called the Harbor Lights Villa. And if you look that up on Airbnb and you're looking to come down here, I highly recommend it. Really, really, really cool stuff. And we're almost to it here. It's gonna be up here on the left. So it was pretty much up here on this mountain on the left that was across from the seaplane base. But unfortunately, you're gonna see we're not gonna have any satellite data once we get over here. It starts to lose it completely, sadly. Man, yeah, that wind is whipping us around a little bit here. Try to be a little more easy on it. But basically up here is the mountain. And there was a place that was right by it's right down here in front of us is actually where we were staying, right up here on this mountain. And there's a place called Sibs on the mountain. And that was an amazing restaurant. Highly recommend Sibs. If you've never been to the Virgin Islands or St. Thomas, and you plan on going, you have to go to Sibs. But that was our view right there off to the right. Pretty amazing stuff. So we stayed up in a house right down there. Literally right down there on the right. That's where it was. So if you came up over and around this side of the mountain, I'm going to kind of go and make a left turn here. We're going to flip around. There's a Botanical Garden before you get to the mountaintop. And the Botanical Garden was awesome. I do recommend that. That was a lot of fun. Pull this collective back so we aren't over speeding or anything stupid here as we flip around. But you can see just how crazy tall this mountain is. And the Botanical Garden is up here on we're kind of right off our nose here. Right about there. Like we're about to fly over it. It's not really well modeled here in the sim, but it was really cool to see all the native plants. And the flamboyant trees were really, really cool. They're like bright red looking fiery trees. There's another thing that we found out, and that is all of the actual fruits that you find on the island are edible. There's no poisonous fruits on the island. So if you find a fruit growing on a tree, you can surely indulge in that. Now, we tried the canab. Can't remember the name of it. It's actually really, really good. It's like kind of like a mushy plum. Ooh, man, it's getting a little scary, isn't it? This little descent here. It was like a mushy plum around a huge seed. So you didn't get a whole lot of fruit, but delicious nonetheless. So we're going to make our way over here to Magens Bay. And I've got to say, out of the entire stay in... Boy, we're a poet and didn't know it today, right? I can safely say that this is one of the most beautiful beaches I have ever been to in my life. Highly, highly recommend it. We're just about to Magens Bay right down here. We had a fun day down there. Had some rum. There's a rum that's down here called Cruisin' Rum, and it's out of St. Croix. So if you're a rum drinker, you will be in heaven in the Virgin Islands. Yeah, up here off to our left. And this whole bay right here is Magens Bay. But man, look at that wind really kicking over here right now. It is not messing around. You can see those waves. They're pretty fierce. I am feeling it for sure. So right down here, this is Magens Bay, and there was quite a few catamarans kind of just anchored up here. And we actually came down this road up here. Pull this back a little bit. Came down this road down here, and right where that building is on the beach, the first one we're about to fly over here, that's where the bar is and all the fun stuff there. But the guide took us down to Pavilion, I think it was 1, all the way almost down to the end here. Yeah, right down there. And that was awesome. There wasn't a whole lot of people down there, and it was beautiful. So really, really cool stuff there. All right, we're gonna flip around this little spot here. Ooh, hello. That wind, man. And we're gonna head over to Red Hook next. And I'll show you a little bit of that. And then we'll fly over towards St. John and go maybe up to Trunk Bay and all that. Look at that water, man. That's another thing about the Virgin Islands is, yeah, that's no joke. The water there is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And also, when you go out even into the shallow ends of the beaches, you'll see a bunch of different fish there. Pretty big ones too. Okay, this is getting a little scary. Let's fly the helicopter here, Jeff. With this thing set to the professional mode, man, it does not mess around. You cannot screw around in this helicopter. It will kill you. You can easily get this thing into like a stall, and good luck, recovering from that. It's just not going to happen. I'll have one more view of Magens Bay here as we come over the little hill here. There it is down there. And now we'll head out to Red Hook next. Okay, we're making our way towards Red Hook right now, and I had to step away because I had to kill a massive spider. That was in here. The joys of living in Florida. We just had the house sprayed for insects too. Spiders are very difficult to keep away. Probably need to put some mint plants in here or something like that. They do not like that. It was a wolf spider. It was just the biggest one I have seen so far. It was I looked out of the peripheral of my vision and I was just like, no, there's just no way I want to do this right now. It was pretty terrifying, not gonna lie. So we left Megan's Bay and now we're headed to Red Hook. Came down to Red Hook. There's a sushi restaurant in Red Hook called Raw. Now, I'm not huge into sushi, but I've been slowly getting better with it. And now I've even found some sushi that I like and I look forward to eating. It took a little while for that to be the case. You see some redness on the islands out here off to our left, and off in the distance right in front of us, that is St. John. And that's where we're gonna head over and check out after Red Hook. But all of these roads here, man, just super windy, and you're in a taxi van or whatever, and it's just insane. Absolutely insane. So this is Red Hook. We're coming up on the marina here, where you can take the ferry out. That's what we did. The ferry was pretty inexpensive. I think it was like $15 or like $8 a person, I think. Something like that. But you pick the ferry up right here, right down there, where those two buildings are in the water to the right. That is the building. And you can even see the ferries down there parked up. That's kind of cool. And the bigger one in front of it there, that is the car ferry. So you can take a car over if you would like. So you depart out of this little bay right here, and you head out to Cruz Bay in St. John, which is the biggest tourist trap I have ever seen. And I've got to say, it's pretty crappy. It's a crap hole, 100%. So when you get to St. John and you take the ferry over, get out as soon as possible. Don't spend very much time in Cruz Bay. It's a tourist trap, and there's just not a whole lot there to check out. And we're gonna show you Trunks Bay. Now that's where we went. We didn't go to Honeymoon Beach or anything like that because it was pretty busy that day, and we were running out of time. But we did go to Trunks Bay, which was absolutely beautiful. So St. John is absolutely gorgeous. You just take the little ferry right over this. It's about a 20-minute ferry. Actually, it took 16 minutes on the way there. Water was super calm. On the way back, it was a little different story. It took a little bit longer. I remember this island. So you stay to the left. That you see where that boat is over there. You go pretty much right down that channel. And this island's, you pass the island to your right. There's a sailboat or something out there. And right here off our nose, this is Cruz Bay right here. So this is where they drop you off. Where all these boats are all parked up here in this little bay right off our nose. Doesn't look like they have a whole lot of satellite data out here as well in St. John, sadly. But right there, you can even see the ferry parked up. Kind of. Right down there. I don't know. That mountain doesn't exist there. That's not a thing. So that's broken. But yeah, right down there's the port. And then you head over here. So you're going to see Honeymoon Beach and all that here shortly. Now you take these taxis. And they're not really taxis. What they are is they're basically like a pickup truck. A heavy-duty pickup truck with the bed removed off of it. And then they put bench seats with outdoor seating, basically. Interesting. Very interesting. So that's a beautiful vista right there where those cars are. You can look down there into that beach. And then we're about to see Honeymoon here in a minute. It's up here on the right. And Trunks Bay's a little further up on the north side here. So yeah, it's like, I believe this one here is Honeymoon Beach. We're about to. We're getting close to it. Right off our nose, I think. I've seen that one there. That's a cool little bay there. I remember that when we were taking the taxi back. Yeah, the Virgin Islands need some love in the sim, don't they? Just a little bit. Not a whole lot. Just a little bit, And I believe this is Trunks Bay. We just flew over there. Happens so fast. I'm pretty positive that was it. Yeah. So we'll swing around and check it out. So many beautiful beaches in St. John. This is a beautiful area, honestly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we just went past Trunks Bay there. Pretty fast. That's beautiful too. A little bit more pedal than that, man, for this turn. Definitely needs it. keep that collective in. I don't want to dump this thing straight into the ocean. That would not be good. Yeah, right here is Trunks Bay, I believe. About to find out. Remember, there's a nice tight cove there. Could be it. I'd have to reference it perfectly, but we're pretty close to it. Right over there on the left. Very cool. Out in the distance. But that's where we hung out and chilled. Or this one here, right? They all start to look the same, don't they, a little bit? No, that's not the one. That's a different one. Anywho, that is pretty much St. John in a nutshell and St. Thomas. Next time I go to the Virgin Islands, I do want to go visit St. Croix. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I'm going to pull my collective back a little bit here. We've been running this baby pretty insanely fast and hot. We're not flying this realistically at all today. Just a heli tour. That is all. And now we're on our way back to Charlotte Amalie, and we are going to put her down. Now, there was one place I do want to let you know. In case you ever go, I'm trying to give you the full heli tour today of things I did, things I saw. There's a cool island off to the left, and it's a nature reserve, actually. Forget the actual name of it. Escapes my mind. This is Red Hook off our nose, obviously. Flying back, same channel we just did. Yeah, that's the nature reserve way out there. That little island. Those islands sticking out there. So that's Red Hook right there, and we're gonna come around. This is all a Red Hook, but this is pretty much the southeastern side of the island. And we ate at a place called Iggy's. I believe it was right down in here where we're at. I think right down there or something. And don't recommend that place. Nothing against them, just, I mean, it wasn't the best food and all that stuff, so. No, it's further up here. But a beautiful, beautiful day down here. Now we're using real time, or not real world time, but real weather. So it's just a little gusty, and you can always tell by just looking at the water. That's one thing that's great about Microsoft Flight Simulator, man, is the water is amazing, and it really, really shows you what the wind's doing, which is super helpful. There's the racetrack. Oop. Slow that down a little bit. I don't want to we're over speeding this thing, I'm sure. Just trying to get us back. I'm getting a little impatient, I'm sure. Slow it up a little bit here. All right. I'll catch back up with you guys once we cross over Water Island. All right, flying over Water Island right now, and look at this. We got a ship coming in here. That's cool. Not sure what kind of ship that is. Kind of looks like a naval ship, doesn't it? A little bit. He's going in there now. And here's the airport. I'm slowing this thing down. Now, the problem with this current alpha build is that the sensitivity of the collective is so sensitive that, I mean, I'm just barely moving my hand. You can see how wildly that's transitioning there. Not good at all. If we hit that translational lift, like, it's just going to be, that transition between the two is going to be bad. By the way, when I say that, I'm not saying transitional, I'm saying translational, but I pronounce it like transitional or transitional, like real fast when I'm speaking. But it's actually translational if you really want to nail that pronunciation. Okay, let's pull this back here a little bit. There's our ramp there. I'm really trying to bleed some speed off here, but man, yeah, I'm playing with this throttle and it's it's not easy. All right. It's gonna be a challenging landing. So the wind's right out of the east. We're gonna jump out of translational lift. And it's gonna get a little crazy here, so we're ready for it. Full net power. There it is. I'm out of that. I'm out of it. There you go, like that. This isn't too bad. There we go, a little bit. There it was right there is the change. Ooh, cut. Yeah, you can see how sensitive this thing is. It's insane. All right, nice and easy here. Let's pull that out a little bit more. You gotta have a bump there when you can get it, so you don't just drop out of the sky because it wants to do that. There you go, a little bit more. Whoop, there, all right. A little bit more, a little bit more. Look at that, it's just bouncing so heavy there. Now, we'll take that landing. Yeah, that's something they gotta work on, man. That collective is just kind of unfun on this at least. Maybe I can try a different controller, but I'm using my TCA Airbus throttle quadrant there. So there you go, folks. That is what it's all about. I think we can just kill the engine with the key, but it's just not gonna do that. Or we can kill it with the actual, not that. Not that, thank you very much. It's this thing down here. If you even get that to even turn. Okay, it doesn't want to turn. The actual thing. We can do a control shift F1 and shut her down. Let's do that. All right, I can't get it to shut down, but we're gonna go ahead and end this video here. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments below, and I will see you all next time. Take care. Well, I don't have to say anything about finding the merch store. You guys have done it. Thank you so much for all the love and support. I truly appreciate it, and I have an awesome collab with another company coming soon, so stay tuned for that. Anywho, thank you. See you next time.